Ever feel like life throws you curveballs you just weren't ready for? Yeah, me too. And that is the heart of Dear God. Hey, I'm Kby, and this is the podcast where we talk openly about the messy, beautiful, and sometimes chaotic reality of faith and life. Here we get to dive into the tough questions, the awkward moments, and the incredible grace that gets us through it all. So if you're looking for real talk, real connection, and a reminder that you are not alone, you found your tribe. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dear God podcast. I hope this year started strong for each of you and is filled with a kind of positive energy that fuels progress. This is already the third month. Can't believe how fast the year is already running. But I hope that you are not just letting your goals sit on that list, but that you are actively pursuing them, taking concrete steps forward each day. And I hope we're doing so with a spirit of faith, just trusting that God is working alongside with us, directing our path, and empowering us to achieve what He has called us to do. So, in this episode, we start off with our series about something that might challenge some of our assumptions about God. If you listen to the intro, we already spoke about this. And in this episode, we begin with the very first on the list, which is God is not a spare tire, neither is He an object for a rebound. Oh, I bet some people have a limited version of what a rebound is. So, let's clarify what we mean by rebound. As you know, again, I like to carry everybody along. So, we know that thing that we all do. I don't know why I'm already laughing, but you know that thing that we all do when things are going very badly. Or that feeling of, desperation when things go wrong, especially in a relationship. Some of you right now, as you're listening to me, you can already tell what I'm about to say. Like when things are rocky with a partner or a relationship ends, then we find ourselves turning to the next available person for comfort, for emotional support, just to fill the void. We might even lean on a friend who has always been there or a new acquaintance. We just pitch our tent there seeking solace from the pain. But then, when we feel better, or when we find someone new or reconcile with our previous partner, we often just up and leave that person behind as if they never mattered. You can relate, Abby. Now, that is what rebound is. It's a case where we keep going back to a person or thing, not necessarily because we value them, but just for the comfort that we can get from them whenever nothing seems to be working or whenever we are in a broken situation, turning them into a spare tire. And tragically, that is how many of us treat God. We as Christians, just often only turn to God when things are falling apart, when we're facing trials and tests that shakes us to our core. But when everything is going smoothly, when life seems to be under control, God is often just relegated to the background. He becomes a distant figure, someone we acknowledge in passing but don't actively engage him or engage with him. He's like that spare tire in the trunk of your car. It's there, it's there, you are glad it's there just in case. But you don't think about it much until you have a flat. But the moment something challenges you, maybe a sudden illness, a financial crisis, a broken relationship, a job loss, a family conflict, anything, name it, we suddenly remember His promises and expect Him to be at our beck and call. We dust off our Bibles, we start praying fervently, and we just expect immediate intervention. I used to say, I often wonder how God puts up with us. If I were in His shoes, this is just me running wild with my imaginations again, but look, if I were in His shoes, I might have conducted a long overdue rapture, just to sort out who is truly committed. Because, okay, I'm joking, I'm kidding, but seriously, it is a valid question. It can feel like we're only using God when we need Him, treating Him like a vending machine, just inserting our prayer request and expecting immediate delivery. But then again, I think that that's the beauty of who He is. He's always there, always ready to receive us, even when we've only sought Him out in desperation. His love is unconditional, His grace is boundless. But then, we still have to understand that He desires more than just to be our emergency contact. He longs to share your joy as well as your sorrows. He wants to be involved in every aspect of your life, not just the difficult ones. He wants to be your constant companion, your closest confidant, your dearest friend. You see, Hebrews 4 verse 15 tells us, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are. Yet he did not sin." So it just simply means that God feels what we feel. He hears what you hear. He knows what you know. He sees what you see. His spirit dwells within you, making him intimately connected to your experiences. He understands your struggles, your fears, your doubts. He knows the weight of your burden, and he's so ready to carry them all with you, not just for you. He doesn't want to just fix your problems, he wants to walk through them with you, providing you comfort along the way, strength and guidance every step of the way. So, a little backstory. There was a time in my life when, I was going through a particular difficult situation, and I was handling things very naively. I would only just actually turn to God when I felt alone, when things weren't going my way. And I know that most of us can relate. I'd go to Him crying, seeking comfort and a sense of peace to get me through until things improved. I treated Him like a quick fix, honestly, like a temporary solution to my problems. I didn't even bother to cultivate a relationship with Him. I'd simply use Him as an escape route. It was a very, very transactional relationship. you know, I needed something, I went to God, I got it, or I did not, and then I went on with my life until the next crisis hit. So, one of those days, it happened again. I just went to God in my usual state of distress, expecting that familiar pat on the back, the comforting words, the immediate relief, just to survive for the moment until things got better in the situation that I was in. So, this particular day, God came as usual, but then this time in a very different manner and with a different type of talk. This time around, the words I heard Him say, stay with me, the words I heard Him say were, "You know you hurt me a lot, right?" And typical me, I went, "Me? Hurt you? Bro, are you joking right now?" I mean, literally, if you know me, I have such a funny way of conversing with God, especially when I'm not happy about a lot of things. I just go all out. I'll literally just talk to Him like a friend who was standing right before me. So I was like, "You can't even be serious right now, sir. I am the one hurting here, not you." Because it was a whole mixture of disbelief and frustration at the time. But He continued. He said, "You are always hurting because you have decided to keep hurting." You should have seen me in surprise. I was like, hold up, hold up, hold up. Something is not right here. I was like, "Sir, there's a mistake somewhere. You do not, sir, you do not seem to understand what is going on here." But He continued. He said, "I certainly do. You keep running back to the same circles, the same patterns, instead of allowing me to heal you completely. You come to me for comfort, but you don't stay long enough to receive true healing. He went on to further explain that I did not have to keep going back and forth, and that I could just choose to stay close to him and learn how to handle these situations, these challenges from a place of strength and peace. He continued, he said, I hate to see you hurt and confused over matters that I can handle. And it hurts a lot to see that you only reconcile with me when things are not going well. I want to be a part of all of your life, not just the broken pieces. I want to be your constant companion, your source of joy, your strength in time of weakness. I want to be your everything. Even as I think about it right now, I'm just sighing. I'm like, that thing broke me. I was like, no, yo. Because it was a powerful realization. It was so amazing, or it's so amazing to just know that God is incredibly sensitive. He feels your pain. He longs for more than just a transactional relationship with you. He wants that intimacy. He wants to be your constant companion, your confidant, your friend. He wants to celebrate your victories and comfort you in your defeats. He doesn't just want to be the spare tire you only pull out when you have a flat one. He wants to be the driver of your life, guiding you on the right path and preventing you from getting those flat tires in the first place. So I'm just asking you today, where is God on your list? Do you wait until the emergencies come, as many of us do, before you turn to Him? Or do you count on Him even when things are going as they should be? Look, I'm challenging you this week to consider how you can move God from the trunk of your car to the driver's seat of your life. And a few hints from me to you would be: set aside dedicated time for prayers and Bible study. Even if it's just 15 minutes a day, that can make a huge difference. Also practice gratitude. Regularly acknowledge God's blessing in your life, both big and small. Acknowledge the wins and acknowledge the losses. Share your joys and sorrows with Him. Don't just bring Him your problems. Bring Him your victories too. He's a very excited God, and He wants to dance just the way you dance when you have that win or when you have those wins. And also seek out Christian communities. Connect with other believers who can support and encourage you on your journey. Look, no matter what you're facing, no matter what's behind you, no matter what lies ahead of you, start now to put your faith and trust in Him. Don't wait until something breaks and then you are stranded on the side of the road with an empty tank. Instead, let Him just be the steering wheel of your life, because He knows what's coming and He will work it out. After all, He has promised that His role in your life is constant and irrevocable. He wants to just actually be your first call and your last resort. So as you pray tonight, take some time to truly connect with God. Don't just bring Him your request. Bring Him your heart. Be honest with Him about your struggles, your doubts, your fears, and then listen for His still, small voice. He may not answer in the way you expect, but He would always provide comfort, strength, and guidance as you pray. And hey, I just think that this is a good place to start by saying, Dear God, forgive me for the times I've treated you like a spare tire. It's not much on here, but if you have listened up to this very moment, then I shall see you in the next episode. I hope I've been able to just help you understand that God is not a spare tire. He should not be a spare tire in your life. Neither should He be a rebound. He wants you to come to Him at every point in time. Okay? If you've listened up to this very moment, then I shall see you in the next episode. Still on the series of What God Is Not. But until then, it's Keby here, and I am your host. Shalom, shalom. And that's it for today's episode. But the conversation doesn't have to end here. If this spoke to you, DM or tag Dear God on Instagram at deargod.pod. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And hey, if this blessed you, take a moment to share it with a friend or leave a quick review so we can reach out to more people like us. Remember, you can catch all episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or any of your favorite streaming platforms. I'm so grateful for each of you in Dear God Tribe. And until next time, keep seeking, keep trusting, and remember, God is not done with your story yet. Shalom, shalom.